just trying to based on some tricks and tips that I've picked up from 2 years. Boyd Gaming, Kibbles, JC. The list goes on and on and on. Most recently, Beeblebum, who's stepped in and done some really good tutorial videos as well. And this particular base is based on some arches that have been used over the past year and a half, that were created by Olagolos and Ashfacta created a nice little curve there, and some various other people. And I'm sure I'm not giving proper credit where it's due all the time, but I definitely give it a shot. The perfect dome curve, and I believe Olagolos it was that invented this curve here, using all pyramids, and that goes down to, and I've stopped it right there, because I kind of didn't really see the end of any of these videos when I was watching the dome building, and I only got as far as putting the structure out, but Beeblebum's broadcast was cut short due to some internet issues, or some broadcast issues that he was having, so I didn't really get to see how the top was finished, so I'd have to look at that. But in the meantime, I was able to get the floor build that he was showing. I got that and built that all out, and hopefully did a fair job. Everything looks damn near perfect, so I got that all done, and everything is lining up really, really well, so I'm really happy about that. But I got the stretch arc, I guess you could call it, or whatever, going on the top, and then the Olagolos curve was used to create the good dome on the bottom for an overall egg effect, as you can obviously see here. I really liked how it looked just with all the adornment pieces, the blocks, put together before I started putting this green shell around the outside. So I've saved it and made a couple of screenshots just because I like how that looks. But when the dome is done, the egg is completed, all these structural bone pieces, if you will all be deleted, and be left with a glass egg. I think I'm going to leave the floor in there, so it's not going to be 100% hollow, because I do want to build this out into a good base. So that's the idea. Now I'll be able to change the color, and I might color this on Easter for the Easter egg. But right now this is sort of a void egg, since I can't. There's a lot of egg stuff going on in No Man's Sky, so I thought, after watching Beeblebum's couple of different curves, I thought, that would make a really, really good egg. So what the hell? Figured I'd give it a shot. This is my first attempt at any dome building or any sort of. I've done some glitch building, but nothing, nothing extravagant. I've just used a little bit on my. What I typically do is I'm known for my block builds. My statues built into bases for No Man's Sky, but I want to grow my skills a little bit and pick up but after lots of trial and error and figuring watching other people, I kind of pick things up here and there, and so this is like my first attempt at doing anything like this on this scale. So it's a lot of work, but I've really enjoyed it so far. Okay, so the idea being here, I'm going to put these doors all the way around the top part where the floor is, and then I'm going to use these structural floor pieces. Um, I don't know why it doesn't require a permadeath save, so I haven't unlocked all the stuff yet. So I don't have the frost crystal to build the glass with, but so this is going to work really well anyway. Not having that stuff. I'm not going to explain a lot of the glitch techniques, but this is just a basic wire glitch technique that I'm using. It's not a T2 plus or anything like that yet. I may have to use that for the ceiling, and the floor is also the same way. It's kind of an open bottom, open top. So I'll have to figure something out for that so that it doesn't look crazy. But idea being, you get this in a green state. Move in here, line this up in the center, and then just do the old badump move. Get it into the wire. Let go of the left trigger and hit the right trigger. I'm on PlayStation 4, obviously, so let's try that again since I didn't get the timing right. I like to move this over and get that little dot, perfectly centered. And I missed it again. There we go. Now it's worked. And that's essentially how that's done. Getting a lot of practice in today with that. And like somebody pointed out before, each piece takes a little bit of a different tempo as far as letting it go and then hitting that right trigger. I'm sure most of you guys already know how to do all this stuff, but in case you don't, I'm running through it again. Like I say, I'm going to delete all these structural pieces, these blocks that are underneath, so that it's a nice wide open space at the end. But I don't want to do that now in case I make a mistake, and I don't want to have to rebuild the skeleton if I do that. So I'm just not confident enough in my skills to do that yet. So I don't want to leave my options open. Because I'm on permadeath, which means that I don't have an autosave and a manual save available to me. I only have the one basically manual save, even though it calls it an autosave, but it's a manual save. And so I can't save at different different areas, and if I die, I'm in big trouble. But that's one of the reasons I like permadeath so much, is that there's a risk. There's a risk to it, and I like the danger element. I only played normal for the first, on the launch player, so I only played normal with a smattering of creative, not even very much of that, almost exclusively normal. But I always felt that there was an element of danger missing in No Man's Sky that kind of made it a little more worthwhile. I mean, it's a beautiful game. Don't get me wrong. It's an amazing game. But if I did have a beef with it of any kind, it would just be that it's a little too easy. And even permadeath is pretty difficult initially getting started. But then after that, it becomes pretty easy. Again, the difficulty level just isn't there, which is fine. This isn't a space exploration game. It's not intended to be, Medal of Honor or Call of Duty or anything like that. So oh, that didn't work. Try again. But I just like that little extra bit of danger that adds a little bit of risk reward to it. So I don't imagine I'll be doing too much more normal playing. Just like the permadeath bug has bitten pretty hard now, and you know, after dying a couple of times and losing a couple hundred hours on one save, that was a real eye opener for me. And as frustrating as it was, I still had to like laugh out loud because I was just like, you know, that was kind of what I was missing in the game, was that you know, penalty for screwing up, and it makes you pay a lot more attention to what's going on in the game. So, but I also like to build bases. I love to build bases, and I love to learn new techniques and whatnot to doing things. And so, you know, seems like a perfect marriage: permadeath plus base building. I like that you can do both in this game. It's amazing and lots of fun. Gotta get it back in green state before I can get it to glitch. Holding the left trigger, keep that wire on there, get it nice and centered, and then left right trigger. And I'm just going along and doing it spine by spine. I have to delete these two bottom pieces to get the concrete door frame to fit in there just right. And go into the glass floor panels that don't require glass for some reason, and build it up from there. Get that nice and centered in the middle. Go to my wire and miss. I was going much faster at this before I started streaming. I'm not great at streaming or building, and so trying to do both at the same time is a real tax on my skill sets. But I kind of wanted to share this with whoever felt like watching, so give an opportunity to maybe add a little bit of my twist onto some things that people that have gone before have shared so generously. Glitching is, you know, been building over the past couple of years, and there's been some contributors, major contributors that have done a lot, and then you know, people have stepped in and maybe just added one little thing that's changed the whole you know, realm of possibilities as to what can be done with glitching. You know, Banjo, Boyd Gaming, obviously one of the most amazing day one, you know, builders, and a good buddy, and has been doing this for a long time. Has contributed, you know, I can't really overstate how much he's contributed to building in No Man's Sky, but you know, suffice it to say that, you know, it wouldn't be what it is without him right now at all. And you know, without kissing too much ass, you know, I'm just giving credit where credit's due. But his buddy, once the tier 2 glitching was patched out of the game, a gentleman by the name of Banjo or Banjo something, I've never met him, but he the T2